So Mars is throwing us another curveball, right?
Yes, Mars is finally changing signs. I was not a big fan of Mars in Sagittarius. I know you Leos were, but we Virgos not so happy about it. So
No.
Mars is leaving the sign of Sagittarius and has moved into the sign of Capricorn, what will be for the next 6 weeks or so. So I thought very important for everybody to know where they are going to be projecting their ego out into the world. So,
Okay.
And starting with Sagittarians, they are going to spend a ton of money. I mean, just we should. We'll start with Sag. Because the sun goes into Sag on Wednesday. But they're going to be spending a ton of money. Mars in their second house of money, and it's nickels and dimes. And to Sagittarians, I say, fix it right the first time. Do not cheap out on it, because they have an inclination to do that. And if they do, they'll end up having to spend even more than that to get it right. So fix things right the first time. For Capricorn, Mars is in their sign for the first time in 22 months, and they're finishing up 22 months worth of activity and getting ready to start again, where they project their ego out into the world. So it's time for them, new jobs, new opportunities, new personal starts in relationships. It's a whole bunch of Capricorns not sitting back anymore, but really going out and making something happen in their lives. For Aquarians, this is a 6-week period where Aquarians need to take a step back. They need to review the last 2 years, see what has been successful, and what hasn't been successful they need to chuck and leave by the wayside, so that when Mars enters their sign 6 weeks from now, they'll be fired up and streamlined and ready to go forward. So it's a finishing up phase for Aquarians rather than a starting new stuff.
Okay.
For Pisces, 11th house of hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives. It's time for people like Mitt Romney to quit whining. And literally to put forth their own effort through a group to bring the Pisces what it is that they say that they want. And it's going to take a team effort rather than an individual one for Pisces. And to them I say, your female friends are going to be more important for you, Pisces, than your male friends will in coming through for you.
Okay.
For Aries, it is in their 10th house of career and public standing. Over the next 6 weeks or so, Aries' career and professional life is going to be undergoing turmoil. Aries are going to be getting rid of some things and starting new things that have a long-term potential for them. And they need to have a little courage and a little faith and a little courage of their convictions that they know what they're doing professionally to bring that to fruition over the next 6 weeks or so. For Taurus's 9th house of the law, legal matters, educational matters, important matters at a distance, all go the Taurus's way. And the Taurus puts forth a huge amount of effort to spread their philosophy, to spread their word, to spread their ideas among the masses, really is what it is. And to Taurus, as I say, the law isn't on your side that often, and when it is, use it to get what it is that you want.
You go, Pat.
That's what I'm saying. For Geminis, they are the other side, fixing to spend a ton of money, again, on unanticipated expenses. And for Geminis, it's not even their own expenses, it's their partner's expenses. It's having to do with other people's resources are going to reach into the Gemini's pocket, and they have to be careful not to burn the candle at both ends, because they'll end up getting sick over it. For Cancer, 7th house of partners and open enemies, and Cancers really want to make a name for themselves. They've been doing work as well as they can to the best of their ability, but now they want to get some credit for it. Now they want to get some recognition for the job that it is that they have done, and they should be getting it over the next 6 weeks or so, and they can make a big difference by leading by example rather than just talk, by leading by example. And partners, people need to think that just because Cancers are nice doesn't mean that they're weak. Because you are going to find out
that for Bill Connolly.
Yes, that they are going to really be able to project their own case, make their own case.
Gotcha.
And it's a good one. For Leos, it's in their 6th house of work and responsibilities. Lots of work for you. You've been having fun the last 5 weeks or so. Been a rather creative time for you, and now it's time for nose to the grindstone, and nothing but hard work awaits the next 6 weeks or so for them. But when they're done at the end of 6 weeks, they can create something very, very unique to them, and something they've been dreaming about since last January, February, March, and April. So this work will pay off for them. And older females play a role in the Leo's life, and I'm not quite sure why.
All right, I got some things to do, so we'll see how it works out.
I certainly hope so. For Virgos, it's about having fun. It's about creativity. It's about taking their creativity out and following it, letting it out, and believing in their creativity. And it can be in the form of love with a new love affair, or a love relationship, or children, but it can also be children of the mind, ideas that they give birth to. And over the next 6 weeks or so, they can give birth to a pretty spectacular birth of what becomes an excellent business for them. So I'm looking forward to that too. For Libras, fourth house of home. They are going to be remodeling their home, restructuring their home, refurbishing their home, doing something at home over the next 6 weeks, fixing things at home. That literally give them a solid base of operations to operate out of and from. So I don't expect it to be easy times at home, but the upshot at the end means a home that really, truly, in every sense of the word, supports the Libra and the Libra's endeavors. And then the last sign is Scorpio, and it is the pace of their day-to-day living picks up to near warp speed, contracts, agreements, negotiations. It's a very good time for Scorpios to get their ideas in order, to build a structure that they can live their day-to-day living out of and work within. And at least for them, the financial hemorrhage stops. So that's tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac, what they can expect with Mars being in Capricorn through the end of the year.
Happy Turkey Day, my dear.
And remember, no matter how bad your day is, I promise you, your Thanksgiving in the United States is light years ahead of anybody else's Thanksgiving anywhere else in the world. And be thankful for what it is we have, and don't grouse about what we don't have.
You got it.
Those
We'll
are
see
my
you
words.
next week.
Always a pleasure.